So, would you like to go to SeaWorld in Brisbane? Let's go there. It's a nice leisurely drive down the motorway. The speeds vary from 100 to 110, and everybody sticks to the speed limit. It's pretty cool. And we're here. You see, I kind of cheated there. There it is. There's SeaWorld. After an amazing first day at Australia Zoo, we had to figure out what we were going to do on the second day, so we decided to go for SeaWorld, Gold Coast. I wasn't really impressed with especially what happened first. Walking in the gate, we get taken aside by a girl with one arm. Nothing against the girl with one arm, but we get given a scratchy ticket, and oh, it looks like you've won a prize. But you know, the prize comes with strings attached, and those strings were that you had to attend a sales pitch. You know, not exactly the most useful thing if you're a tourist and your flights and accommodation are already paid for, and you know, that's non-negotiable. So we had to forego the prize. Didn't leave me with a very good taste in my mouth. So yeah, that's a little bit of a scam what that was.
I won 3 stars.
So you scratch a ticket, you get 3 stars, and then it's like, oh, you've won. Well, actually, not quite. It's one of these things you've got to go and sit down and listen to their 90-minute presentation where they're obviously going to try to sell you a product or a service. And I mean, that just doesn't work if you're on holiday and you know you're flying out tomorrow morning like we're doing. So there was a monorail going around the whole thing. No complaints there. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed the monorail. Gave you a good view of everything. Didn't cost anything extra. Was clean. That was cool. And ironically, the most fun I actually had was at battle boats. Here's the footage of battle boats. So this is, you get on a little boat, you go around in a track, and you've got these hand-pump water cannons. You shoot at the other people, they shoot at you.
That's how we roll with battle boats. Let's try another ambush.
Ironically, this was the most fun.
Here it comes.
The absolute, I had a blast doing this. The most fun that I had the entire day at SeaWorld. I loved this, which I think is kind of a shame because this is something, it's not related to the dolphins, it's not related to the fish, it's not related to really SeaWorld too much at all. It's really an amusement park attraction, and this is the most fun that I had at SeaWorld. Does that mean SeaWorld is a bit boring? Maybe. The food court here was pretty limited and somewhat unhealthy options. Not very many healthy options here, and I'd actually read reviews ahead of time, so I sort of knew this. I wasn't prepared for how bloody aggressive the seagulls were going to be. Man, were they aggressive. They just went straight up there. And they had signs everywhere saying don't feed the seagulls, but obviously these seagulls, you know, they're used to it. And I guess I can't blame SeaWorld for that, but man, I was not prepared for super hyper aggressive seagulls in the food court. Ugh, what a drag. Now, this is SeaWorld. I wasn't expecting to walk in there and get kind of bombarded with a kids show right off the bat. I'm expecting SeaWorld. I mean, we got SeaWorld, but really? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Okay, I see that turtles live in the sea, and it's SeaWorld, so I can kind of see the connection there, but isn't that a bit of a stretch? And it makes you wonder, is the perception of SeaWorld that it's kind of that so boring that you've got to put on something like that, especially for the kids? I mean, are the kids bored out of their minds that they need Ninja Turtles to be entertained going to SeaWorld? Kid stuff. Sea cucumbers? I don't know. I really don't know.
I know what it's called.
I would say one of the best parts was Shark Bay. Now this was pretty cool. It had pretty much what you'd expect. It had a touch pool and it had sharks. Lots of sharks. Some of them quite big sharks. And I was able to go underneath and have a look under there and do a time lapse of the fish. It was pretty cool. No complaints there. Let's do a fish lapse, huh? Fish lapse in 3, 2, 1.
cat rescue!
Now SeaWorld does have a couple of rides as well. I tried to get on one of the rides, which I should really not have done because I'm a big fat overweight guy, so of course my cynical point of view when it comes to rides is that they're made for tiny little miniature people, so of course I couldn't get on the rides. And that, yes, I get it, I'm big, I'm overweight, but it still pisses me off when, you know, you go in there and you hope maybe you can get on the ride and then you don't. I mean, why don't you just be a little bit more transparent? Maybe you give me a 5% discount, you know, and then just say that, you know, that you get a 5% discount if you don't get on the ride or something. How about that? That would be good in the future.
Unfortunately, story of my life, I can't get on that roller coaster. They always design the seats for like little wee tiny people. Little tiny people. And I sit there and the bar just won't lock down over my legs because it's designed for little tiny people. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get on a roller coaster ever again. Maybe I'll have to go to Singapore and get on the Cylon roller coaster. I know that I can fit on that one.
And the last thing to top off my list of grizzles and gripes are the prices.
You can pay $10 extra to go on that, the glass bottom boat.
Okay, on the previous day we'd paid approximately $100 each to get into Australia Zoo and to hold a koala. So that's kind of a 2-for-1 thing there, you know. Okay, so $100 each Australian. Now we paid on this day $89 Australian to get in the gate. Just to get in. This is overpriced. Yes, I know that there are discount packages where you can buy, you know, SeaWorld, Wet and Wild, Movie World, Paradise Country. Yeah, I get that you can do a combo deal, but we're only there for 2 days. We've got to just suck it up and pay retail. And on the website, it says $79, and then you get to the gate, it's $89. Okay, so $90 each to get into this place, which honestly I found boring overall. And then the price of the animal encounters, and I can only assume that they've got a monopoly on this because wow, are these animal encounters expensive. Very, very expensive, and I can only assume that there's, you know, they've got enough people to meet that demand or whatever, because just have a look on the screen right now. These are the enormous prices in Australian dollars that it costs you to do an animal encounter. Meanwhile, on the previous day, we did a koala encounter for 49 Australian dollars. So that concludes my review of SeaWorld. It was boring, it was overpriced, I will not go again, and I don't think you should go either. Thanks for watching! Bye bye!